You are now entering the world of Liv Warfield.
Tuning in to Music Monday at www.poeticexpressions.com. Thanks to those who have subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you haven't, make sure you do that before you finish watching this video. And today we are talking about an artist that you definitely should not sleep on, and that's Liv Warfield. If you haven't heard of her, she is an amazing artist. She's been out actually since 2006, but this is her second album that she's come out with. It's called The Unexpected. It's executive produced by her mentor, Prince. She's actually his protege. He wrote one of the songs, actually the title track on the CD. She does a lot of the songwriting on it herself. And the CD is just really, really amazing, just really refreshing. If I could just sum it up in one word, I would say it's a refreshing CD because it's live instrumentation, and then her voice has this kind of a gritty, powerful feel to it, I guess you could say. She has some fast up-tempo songs on here. The title track, Unexpected, is on there, as well as Why Do You Lie, which is her first single that's out. And make sure you check out my full review of her CD, and it's called Live With No Expectations at www.poeticexpressions.com. But I will say, Liv Warfield really shines best when she's doing slow songs. The best song on the whole CD to me is a song called Stay So Lifted. She performed it actually on the Arsenio Hall show, which I have a clip of that in my blog as well if you get a chance to check that out. But that song is just amazing. I mean, her vocals, the band, the instrumentation, I mean, the way the vocals are arranged, melody, everything about it is just really awesome. She has another song called Your Show, which is kind of a sensual song, also a really good one. Come Back, it's another one of my favorites. Pretty much all the slow ones are my favorites. I will say the up-tempo songs, not to slight those, but there's just something about her voice on those slower songs that I really like. But let me know your thoughts on Liv Warfield and her music. And again, don't forget to check out that blog, Live With No Expectations. And also, speaking of new music, last week, you may remember I talked about songwriter John Patrick Adams in a blog called Rejoice, The Truth About Worship. And his song, Created for Worship, is featured on Bobby Jones' new CD, Rejoice With Me. So in case you all have not heard this song, you got to check it out. I'll play a little clip of it for you at the end. So make sure you pick up the CD. Again, it's called Rejoice With Me. Here it is, Bobby Jones. In case you don't know who he is, he has the longest running show ever on BET, Bobby Jones Gospel, if you've never heard of that. It's been in production for over 33 years now, so definitely something to be commended. But John is also the author of Naked, and you can get that book and more information on him at www.johnpatrickadams.com, or you can go to www.thetruthbowl.com and check out some hilarious Truth Bowl episodes and also get some daily inspiration. But now I'll let you all check out a little bit of an interview that I got a chance to do with him this past weekend about his song Created for Worship being on Bobby Jones' CD, as well as how he feels about the current state of music and what's next for him. And see you all in 2 weeks. Thanks so much again for checking out the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comments. We're here today with songwriter John Patrick Adams. He is a writer of Created for Worship. I'm going to ask him a few questions here. Music Monday, Poetic Expressions. You're welcome. Glad to have you on today, and just tell us a little bit about Created for Worship, what that song means to you, and what were you thinking when you wrote it?
Okay. Actually, Created for Worship, I wrote it about 15 years ago, and it was a song that I wrote that pretty much is saying that because I'm crying in church or because I'm lifting my hands doesn't necessarily mean that something's wrong. It just means that I'm giving adoration and reverence to God and praises to Him. So that's what the song is pretty much saying. I was created for this, and this is how I do it.
Wow, I love it. Okay. I have to say Created for Worship is one of my favorite songs of yours. And you're welcome. And how do you feel about being included on Bobby Jones' latest CD release, Rejoice With Me?
Now, honestly, I think I've had songs recorded before, and this is one of the greatest achievements in my music career, because Bobby Jones is such a trailblazer and a legend. With him being, on BET, having his own show for 33 years, that speaks volumes, and he's such a great influence in the gospel community. So I think out of all of the songs I've had recorded, to have this on Bobby Jones CD, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Right. So I'm really happy about it.
Oh, congratulations to you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what would you say is your favorite song that you ever recorded, and why?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I have a favorite song. I wouldn't say I have a favorite song. I mean, I've written songs, and songs that I've written, the funny thing about it is that when you write a song, people always believe that whatever you're writing about, that's what you're going through, and that's not necessarily true. Most of the songs I've written, it'd be a couple of years, later, and I go back and I listen to it, and when I listen to it, I'll be like, wow, that blessed me, because in the beginning, it was just God speaking through me for His people. So I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite song, because they were all written in different phases of my life. Hey, I love all my music.
Wow, okay, yeah. That's awesome. I love it. All right, and one last question. What would you say is next for you musically? What are you looking forward to doing, or what projects do you have you're working on?
Musically, what's next for me? That I don't know, because I don't, aspire to be a gospel artist. I'm a songwriter at heart. So it's always difficult for songwriters to get out there, because everybody writes for themselves now. So in regards to where I'm going next with my songwriting, if someone hears my music or they want to listen me to write for them, hey, I'm always open to do that. Look me up, find me. But I'm just going to see and just follow God's lead. Wherever He takes me next is where I'm going.
Okay, I love it. All right, so you heard it. Those of y'all looking for a new high gospel song, make sure you contact John Patrick Adams. He's your guy to write that song for you. Thanks for being on Music Monday.
And here's the wonderful voice of Jamar Carter, created for worship.
Lord, I want to worship you. I want to worship your name.